You know the deal. The Most High, my son and my shield. You know the deal when I'm in the field. I'm so real, I never been fake. Since the day that I awaked, the Most High, my son and my shield. I'm in the field with napalm in my palms. I'm up in the palm trees. Blessings, only thing that I see. Blessings, family. Welcome back to the journey. I'm Just Ron, the Promised Land Consultant. And you know, every week we have to have this conversation. We have to be breaking down how we're getting into our promised land, how we are going to attain our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations, right? How we are going to continually advance as the trials and the tribs are punching us in the ribs and trying to pull us back, trying to make us moonwalk, trying to make us regress, trying to make us give up. And the instrument and tool that we are going to look at today that can help us is obviously the 10th Commandment, which is thou shalt not covet. I believe it's one that can absolutely propel you into your promised land if you will not walk in the darkness that covetousness will bring over your eyes as you side-eye and look at what other people want. And just to cover what covetousness, when you covet, you will find that you have envy, greed, and a strong wanting for what somebody else has, whether it's material or immaterial. It can be anything else that someone else possesses. You have a strong desire to make it yours, and basically you don't have your eye on the prize. Basically, you don't trust what God has for you. You are focused on what somebody else has, and that is a recipe for failure. So that's what we're looking at. If you were focused, you'd be looking at your promised land. If you were focused, you wouldn't have these issues of looking at what somebody else has. And what this really breaks down to for me is the simple fact that you don't trust God. And if you don't trust God to take you through the process, to build you, to renew you, and to make you strong, what you will find is that God will not trust you to come into your promised land. And that's something that you absolutely don't want. So we have to absolutely keep our eye on the prize. It is vital. It is vital for us coming into everything that we need and that we want, because if our eye is not singular, meaning that we are side-eyeing and looking at what other people want, what you will find is as you are making progress, there are important lessons that you are not learning. There are important steps and functions about yourself that you're not gaining insight into because you are too busy looking into what somebody else has. You're looking at their cars, you're looking at their clothes, you might even be looking at something intangible like the way they speak, the way they walk, the how strong they are. You might be looking at things of those natures, how smart they are. You might be looking at something down that particular line, and all this does is it distracts you. And when you are distracted, those are the moments where you miss what the Most High says to you. This is a pressure point that signals to God in the worst way that you don't trust him, that he's going to build you up, that the garden that he has for you in the promised land isn't luscious enough, that you need the vegetables, the fruits, whatever plants somebody else has in their garden, you need that in your garden, and you're spying it, you're eyeing it. And one of the worst things about this, because I fell into this trap when I was playing sports, I had that sour disposition and position of looking at what somebody else had who was ahead of me, even though what I wanted that this individual had that was ahead of me was I wanted his position. I knew I was better than him. I knew I was faster than him. I knew I was stronger than him. But he was playing and I wasn't playing, and I wanted that position. And when you harbor that sourness that's inside of you, it makes your yoke heavier. It tires you out, and it weakens you. So when your moment comes to perform, you're exhausted, you're spent, and you don't have all the necessary faculties and strength that you normally would have if you had been in a different disposition of cheering that person on, of helping that person become better, of not being in a foul mood. And that's what the adversary wants when he's getting you to trespass or break this particular commandment, the 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet. And that's exactly what happened to me when I had my opportunity to play. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the moment. I wasn't ready for the atmosphere because I had been sour the whole time that I was on the sidelines watching, instead of learning, instead of understanding, instead of seeing how maybe this is just a test from the Most High to see if I'm going to stay in relationship with Him, if I'm going to stay positive, if I'm going to know that eventually He's going to give me my opportunity. And that's all you need is one opportunity when the Most High is with you. And that's what I want you to watch out. That's what I want you to watch out for today, as you are moving and grooving on your pilgrimage to your hopes, dreams, and your aspirations, what I call your promised land, is that you won't let covetousness pull you down or hitch its wagon to you. You won't let it harness you, because it will absolutely drain you through the negative thoughts. Every thought that you have is positively charged or negatively charged. And when you allow those negative waves to come through your brain, it's going to deplete you in a way that you can't imagine. Because as you sleep at night, you're not getting that full rest, because as you sleep, I promise you, your subconscious is going through that. And you don't want to have negative dreams. You want positive dreams going through it. So that's the message for today. Don't fall into covetousness. Don't allow the enemy to bring you into greed, envy, which is what, when you fall into believing that what the Most High has for you isn't enough. You won't keep your eyes on the prize. All right, family, that's the message for today. I'm Just Ron, the Promised Land Consultant, dedicated family to serving you, sun up to sun down. Dedicated family to seeing you planted, growing, and manifesting in your promised land. Oh, as you're coming into your promised land, family, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, I pray that you won't let the enemy draw you in to covetousness, that you won't let the enemy draw you in and talk you into wanting what somebody else has. The garden that the Most High has for you is enough. What the Most High is growing inside of you, the fruit, is enough. Believe in the process and keep your eyes. I pray that you'll believe in the process and keep your eyes on the prize. In the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, amen.
You know the deal. The Most High, my son and my shield. You know the deal. When I'm in the field, I'm so real, I never been fake. Since the day that I awaked, the Most High, my son and my shield. I'm in the field with napalm in my palms. I'm up in the palm trees. Blessings, only thing that I see.